said it to you. I said it
I was driving around for like half an hour. The camera was dead that whole time. Got back home, figured it out, and now we are on to today. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity to install the boost controller, and then I'll do some pulls with that installed. And also, once I got back from doing pulls, it was making a weird clicking noise. Went and checked the engine bay, and the wastegate was actually loose. So it was loose enough so I could wiggle it around. I went ahead, fixed that, tightened all the bolts in that. I tried to increase the boost, but I could not figure out how to get the nut loose without going deep in there, pulling my intake off and all that stuff. I didn't want to do that, but I did fix the loose wastegate since I was trying to turn up the boost a little bit anyway, to just install the boost controller. So we're gonna go ahead and do that today. Alright, so I just got back from work, so the car is still hot, so I'm gonna pop the hood and leave it for about like 20 minutes to let it cool off, and then we'll start getting this stuff put in. In the meantime, I guess I can find a place to mount this. While that's happening, this thing will be cooling and we should be good to go. I've got a ratchet set. Here's the boost controller. This looks like it's probably like a size 10 or 12, and these ones are hollow, so the barb can go through it. So got that. Also got the remaining sheet metal that I have, and I did find a place in the engine bay. It's kind of above where the turbo sits. There's like two little studs sticking out of the firewall, and I feel like they'd be probably pretty perfect for that, for this in that location. So I'm gonna go ahead and use those, and then yeah, while I have this thing apart, I'm also gonna throw some Teflon tape just to kind of take up the space, so it's holding consistent boost in there. I don't know if these things leak or not, but just as a safety precaution. So there it is in the vise. As you guys can see, if it focuses, there's the ball at the end. I've got both fittings out, and the spring is just kind of floating in there with the ball. So I'm gonna go ahead and tip it. I dropped it already. So there's the ball. I'm gonna throw it in this magnetic tray. Chill right there. Tip it a little bit more. Hopefully the spring can come out. There we go. So here's what the spring looks like. That is what it looks like all taken apart. And I'm gonna go ahead and Teflon tape the barbs, and then we'll get to making the bracket out of the sheet metal. So the spot that I'm going to be using is right here. There are two barbs that come out right here, and I think that'll be perfect. So we'll have access to the boost controller. I'll probably angle it so the bolt is facing out, and should be pretty good. Held the plate up to where I wanted to mount it in the car. I got two marks made, so it's pretty level. And we are going to use this drill bit, and for this we're going to use the drill press, which we have right here. I'm going to throw this drill bit in and then get this thing all clamped down and start drilling. Went ahead and drilled to the third hole, and I might even drill a fourth hole. So this one's going to be for the bottom, and then I might even have it fold up and then also mount on this side as well. So I've got to figure out how much I need to drill. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that as well, just to give it a little bit more rigidity. So yeah. Alright, so we are going to apply the Teflon tape now, and the basic way to do this is you want to apply it so when you tighten the threads, it wants to tighten the tape rather than loosen the tape. So I always start on the bottom. So on the bottom of the part, just like this, and make sure you don't get it covering any of the port, but start on the bottom. And then, oop, pulled it too tight. But anyway, you're gonna start on the bottom and then wrap towards you, and that will create a seal that does not want to be broken loose once you tighten the part into its fitting. And then just pull it tight, wrap it a couple times. This is to take away any space that the threads might not cover, even though these threads are in there really tight. And then you just pull it tight to break it loose. And there we go. That one is done. And then we'll do the next one, and then we'll put it all back together. We are ready to put it back together. So I'm gonna pull this thing apart. Actually, I should be doing this with the new bracket that I made. So basically, how I want it to sit is like this, and the boost controller is going to be facing upwards like that. I'm going to put the side piece in first. Get that all lined up. Alright, so getting that all lined up, I'm going to go ahead and tighten this guy with it in the vise if I can figure out how to make it fit. I have it clamped in the vise like so, and we're going to get the ratchet and go ahead and crank down on this. Sit just like that, very easy, and then I'll just reroute the boost that's going to the wastegate right now up into the bottom of this, and then boost straight out of here. It just has to travel to this barb, which is literally right here. I think that looks really good. Maybe I'll wrap it in like the gold reflective heat tape for a look, but either way, looks pretty cool. And now I just need the nuts. Okay guys, so we are finally finishing up on this. I got a short with one of the wires from my demonized, accidentally like pinched it behind this new bracket that I made. So that grounded the power wire, which heated it up super crazy. It started smoking in here. I just noticed it. If I would have went inside, the car would have started on fire for sure. But started smoking in the engine bay, and then it goes through the firewall and into the cabin, which it was smoking as well. It melted into the carpet in some areas, so I'm gonna have to totally pull it out and redo that wiring. It was always kind of sketchy anyway. Maybe this is my chance to rewire all of my external lights. So that was cool. Otherwise, everything is put together. I've got new boost line, you can kind of see it peeking through right there, and then I tucked it way back behind, and then it goes into the bottom of the boost controller, and then I used the black line since it gets so hot on the wastegate, so I used the black line that was already connected there. Yeah, it's all done and ready to go. I probably should take it for a drive, but now I'm all sketched out because of that short.